Section 39 of A History of Art, Architecture, and Historic Interests in Pennsylvania, edited by Margaretta Archambault. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Tatiana Chichilla, Butler County. Formed March 12, 1800, named in honor of General Richard Butler, born in York County. Natural scenery is varied with hills, knolls, and ridges, intervening valleys, and broad fertile fields, while many streams dash over rocky bottoms in all directions and flash their clear waters in the sunlight. The county is rich in old traditions. In 1753, Washington passed through over the Indian Trail, extending from site of Pittsburgh to Franklin, Venango County. Lafayette stopped here overnight, and many stories of hairbreadth escapes from Indians are related, among them that of Massey Harbison and her baby, who after seeing two of her children killed and scalped almost starved for days but finally escaped. The descendants of that baby still reside in the county. Robert Morris owned about 100,000 acres of land in this region. Chief industries, notably its large output of oil and gas, also manufactories, the Standard Steel Car Works, one of the largest plants in the United States, and the Standard Plate Glass Works. Butler, county seat, population 23,778, laid out in 1803, rectangular, sheltered on all sides by hills. On the top of a small knoll is the public square, with fountain, walks, grass plots, and flower beds. It contains the Soldiers' Monument, dedicated in 1894 to our silent defenders. Facing the park is the courthouse, Gothic French style, with a high tower, stone, built in 1885. Architect James P. Bailey, Pittsburgh. Remodeled in 1908 by J.C. Fulton of Uniontown. Interior has mural paintings representing historic scenes in Butler County. The Women's Club furnished a rest room for women here in the basement. Two interurban street railway lines from Pittsburgh have their terminus near this point. Within 2 squares is the post office, built 1914, Grecian, light brick with granite Ionic columns. Architect Oscar Wenderoth. Opposite is St. Paul's Roman Catholic Church, English Gothic, with stone tower 180 feet high, constructed of beautifully colored local sandstone in the rough, trimmed with the same stone dressed smooth. Roof, variegated shingle tile. Architect John T. Combs, Pittsburgh. Interior has mural decorations by the Christian Art Guild. The altars are known as triptych, and said to be the only ones of their kind in America. The sanctuary is considered among the richest and most complete in this country. Stained glass windows from George Booz, Munich, Bavaria. St. Peter's German Catholic Church has stained glass windows from Munich, made by Meyer and Company, who also made windows for St. Peter's Protestant Episcopal Church. The county has numerous fine concrete bridges. Butler Viaduct is the largest, 1,060 feet between the approaches connecting East Wayne Street with Center Avenue across a deep ravine, built in 1915 by the Fort Pitt Bridge Works. 2 miles northeast of town is a pleasure park of natural beauty in a wooded valley, well equipped with dining rooms, ball grounds, lake for boating, etc. 5 miles from Butler on the heights above Herman Station is St. Mary's Monastery, Gothic, built by the Capuchin Fathers, of which St. Fidelis College forms a part. Saxonburg was laid out in 1832 by John Roebling. Here he lived and manufactured the first wire cable, which he used in constructing suspension bridges that made him famous, notably the Brooklyn Bridge across East River, New York. At Evans City, on a grassy knoll in the cemetery, is the Soldiers' Monument. Quincy granite shaft surmounted by an eagle standing on a globe. The names of 45 soldiers are inscribed on it, dedicated 1894. On the same road is Harmony, an old historic settlement founded by George Rapp of Germany, who organized a society known as Harmonites. They purchased 5,000 acres of best farmland along the Connoquenessing Creek, amid beautiful scenery, and formed a communistic colony. All money and goods went into a common fund. All worked together in harmony and concord. The quaint old cemetery is surrounded by a wall 4 feet thick. At the entrance is a gate consisting of one large stone which turns on a pivot. More than 100 of the sect are buried here. High up on the bank above the creek is a curious stone formation called Rapp's Seat. Here tradition relates, Father Rapp used to sit and oversee the work carried on by the community. The tourist is well repaid for the climb by the beautiful view from the high point. Another historic place is known as the Old Stone House on Mercer Turnpike, 10 miles north of Butler, used as a tavern in the 18th century. Here in 1843, an Indian named Mohawk killed Mrs. Wigton and her 4 children. A state normal school with fine large buildings and wide shady campus is at Slippery Rock. About 1792, numerous depredations by Indians were quieted for some time by General Brodhead's expedition to the headwaters of the Allegheny River with Captain Samuel Brady's help, a notable Indian fighter. His leap of 23 feet over the waters at Slippery Rock, 20 feet deep, with Indians back and front, gained the praise of the Indian chief, who said, "Blady make good jump." At West Sunbury, an agricultural school has lately been established. End of section 39.